What time is it?
What time is it?
6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern.
What time is it?
What time is it?
8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain.
What time is it?
It's prime time, baby.
It's prime time, baby. Hey,
Andy's
guess
getting a
what?
pizza.
Andy's getting a pizza, and maybe if I play this clip, and when we come back, maybe Andy will just appear. Maybe he'll have his pizza. All right, it's prime time.
What time is it? What time is it? It's prime time. It's prime time. What time is it? It would be prime time. Oh, yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, Lindsay. What's up, boys and girls? Welcome to episode number 74 of Taylor Guitar's Prime Time. If you've never seen the show before, well, we'll see what you think once it's over. This is a guitar nerd talk show, and we like to have fun talking about guitars. Tonight, it's just show number 74. I think I said that already. Anyway, tonight, we're gonna reminisce about prime times in the past with Mr. Mike Venezia.
Wow.
Lindsay
Hey,
Love,
Mike.
and Jay Parkin.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. I like that song. You did a good job.
Yeah, it was great.
I've never heard that before.
Hey,
Nope.
this is episode 74. Taylor Guitar started in 74. Coincidence?
Whoa.
I think not.
I
So
think
much
not.
of a coincidence. There's no Evans question tonight. That I repeat, no trivia tonight. No joke. There's no trivia because next week is going to be a big gift, a big prize.
Indeed.
Ooh.
And by big prize, I mean a big prize. I cannot. This show is going to be so awesome tonight. We might have some tricks up our. I have short sleeves on. Up our. Who has long sleeves? Andy's sleeve. Yeah. We may have some tricks up our sleeve. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is for you. We didn't overly promote it. This one's going to be super, super special. Again, we might have some tricks up our sleeve. Oh, I'm so excited.
Cool.
Tonight, we're going to reminisce.
Yes.
We're going to reminisce with the Primetime Crew. And this is your Primetime Crew. Lindsay Love, how are you doing?
You know what, Jay? To be honest, it's a rough day. I mean, hearing about that shooting and those up to 18 babies, I got emotional. It's like I came home and hugged my kids tighter. It's just, yeah. So that kind of shifted the whole mood for today.
It did shift the whole mood. So
Yeah.
just like we launched this show trying to shine a little light on a dark time or a weird time, I kind of want to do the same thing. I feel the same way. We kind of all got the news at the same time today, and it's. Let's just try and get through it because we'll bring some joy somewhere because there are a lot of people right now who are struggling. So that said, how is Roger, Mike?
He's very content right now as he's eating one of his beds.
Like a whole bed?
Yeah, he's ripped out. He flipped it over and has ripped out the zipper and then attacked all the stuffing in there. And right now he's just lying on it look what I did, Daddy. I'm so good. And I'm like, there's $40 down the drain. But you know what? $40 in the whole scheme of things is really not a whole lot to lose considering how many people lost today. Not to go back to that, but there is one thing I did want to say just to kind of put a bow on that. I believe in the healing power of music. I know it's soon.
Yes.
But music heals, and It's the one thing that brings us all together. And if there's anything that we can embrace now, it's, listen to something that makes you feel good. Listen to something that makes you, remind you of your family, and just hold them close. That's all I got to say on that one.
Tell them you love them.
Absolutely.
Mom, my mom's watching the show right now. We all know that my mom watches the show. Mom,
Yes.
I love you, Mom.
Yes.
Reach out to your kids, give them hugs.
Yes.
And I do too believe in the healing power of music. It is magical. Lindsay and I actually got to hang out with a bunch of high school kids last Friday at Taylor.
Oh my gosh, what a joy.
And we had 90 students from Kearney High School here. Kearney is where Lindsay graduated, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was such a joy to have these kids at our school. And so Lindsay and I did a little a project with them. We had them get together. We had about 30 kids at a time. We had 3 groups of 30, and we did this project where we had them create a marketing campaign around a GT guitar. And these kids were it was phenomenal. It was so much fun to just throw some ideas. They were picking fonts, they were picking colors and vibe and location and artists and what genres were going to be in the campaign and all of that.
And now we've hired all of them.
Yes.
Pretty much that's the goal. The goal is the marketing team's a little light and we need some help.
Yeah.
So,
we needed 90 high school students.
Yeah.
All at once.
It was awesome. The kids were so great. But
they were amazing.
They weren't wherever Andy is.
No.
So I would like to know, Andy, where are you?
Tonight I am in the North Woods, Jay.
It's the North Woods.
It's northeast of where you are, where all of you are.
Northeast. East.
Yeah.
Often when we do new segments or interesting, new, fun things on the show, you like to write songs about these things, or sometimes even the subject. And tonight's we're just reminiscing. We're actually going to have we're going to test. Okay, you guys are all in a focus group. We're going to test some new segments, and we're going to see how they work. And so this episode's about reminiscing. So I would love if did you write a song, Andy?
I did. Just this is just a hot one.
All right,
Ink's still drying on this one here.
The healing power of music.
A night to reminisce, could be hit or miss, might entertain you, you might be fine. It's just another low budget prime time.
You think that one's too long?
No. That was joyful. And you brought it. I back that song, which means we're going to have these other. Wow. I can't wait to tell you about next week's show. We're going to tell them who's going to be on next week's show later on.
It's so good.
But anywho, okay. All right. You guys know the deal. It's prime time. Yes, a nerd focus group. A nerd focus group. This is exact. Oh, Rob says it's too short, Andy.
Is there a second verse?
Not yet.
We can work on that for next week.
We need a visit from Sharpie.
That's my
Sharpie got a new job.
Cool.
He's not making beer anymore, I don't think.
No.
Well, I know for a fact he's not making beer anymore. Why did I say I think? I don't know. Anyway, okay. Let's get to this. So tonight on the show, we know the feed reminder, right? It's called feed reminder here. Let's keep this show clean. Let's add some joy here. Have a good time. This one is for you guys. We have, a small group of you who show up every single week and watch these shows live with us. And we are thanking you. We are grateful for you. And Tobias, I hope you're drinking some scotch. No Evans Q tonight. We got no hate last week. That's because we had Ian Flanagan on, and Ian Flanagan's voice is magical.
Incredibly.
In fact, we talked about doing an acoustic session, and Godwin, Tim Godwin, that is, our director of artist relations, who's been on the show and was in Air Supply at one time, went to Nashville and filmed Ian Flanagan today.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Wait,
Mhm.
this will cheer you up. The Cubs up 10-2. Okay.
Well, it depends on who they're beating, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on who they're beating. Also, Mike, I wore a Yankees hat for you.
I definitely noticed.
Wow.
I noticed this afternoon as you were walking around the office. I was heartened by this.
I was heartened by the fact that you said yes and you would do the show.
Jay, you'll wear a Yankees hat, but you won't wear a Dodgers hat, correct?
I will never wear a Dodgers hat. A Brooklyn
unless
Dodgers
it's a
hat.
Brooklyn Dodgers.
A Brooklyn Dodgers hat. I have Dodgers hats, but I will not wear Dodgers hats. That's where I draw the line.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's move on. Here we go. All right. Andy, we have a new segment. You guys ready for this new segment? This one's going to get very exciting. It's called What's Your? That's it. It's called What's Your?
What's your?
What's Your? It may be What's Your Rabbit Hole? Okay, so maybe your YouTube rabbit hole. In fact, that might be the first question. But Andy, do you have a song?
I hope that's what it's called.
What's your rabbit hole? Where do you go? YouTubing online. Where do you spend time? Or did you fall into it before you knew it? What's your rabbit hole?
I loved that. I loved that.
That was great, actually.
Yeah.
We need to record that.
Yeah.
You did.
Well, we need to put it out, though. We need to,
Yeah.
press that on vinyl.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, a single side 10-inch with some really cool artwork etched into the other side of the piece of vinyl.
Like a rabbit
Like a rabbit
going down a hole
in
with
the
Alice
on
in
the
Wonderland behind him.
backside, etched into the backside of the
Yes.
piece of vinyl.
100%.
Amazing. Hey,
I'm in.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
Roy Rodriguez
Yeah.
dropped this in the feed. Jay, at Latin Grammys, you gave our worship leader, Anna Grace, a Taylor GS Mini.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Remember that?
I remember her. Yeah.
That's awesome. We actually have footage of us doing that, Roy. And so she recorded a little session in the lounge there that we had at our suite at the Latin Grammys. So when we put that out, you're actually going to see a little clip of that at the beginning. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Roy also had a question. Andy, what guitar are you playing tonight?
I'm playing an Academy 12E nylon string guitar.
Brought the nylon back.
Well,
I love it.
this guitar has the original strings on it, believe it or not. The strings on this guitar are probably 5 years old.
Really?
It's how I get that tone, Jay. It's how I get that that StreamYard tone.
Yeah.
You guys heard it here first. Never change your strings.
Never
change your
strings.
nylon strings.
Never.
No, those are steel strings.
Too hard.
They've been on there so long they sound like nylon strings now.
Oh, they're
Don't let him fool you.
They're so old, they're nylon.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. They went backwards.
But they're not green yet. When they turn green,
You
that's
have to
probably
replace
time
them.
to change it.
Definitely replace them.
100%.
100%. Oh, 100%. Oh, look, grand prize. James has a good idea. Grand prize, this week's grand prize, Andy's greatest hits on vinyl, signed copies.
It would be like 35 songs per side.
I know. Well, we've done 75 episodes, so it's like 75 versions of What Time Is It?
We don't need
Yes.
5 versions of that.
What time is it? Okay.
But the average song would probably be about 17 seconds, I would guess, something like that. It'd be shorter than a punk rock record.
It would be shorter. That's true.
Some of the gaps in between songs would be longer than the song that'd be coming on next.
Oh man.
All right. Ready? Let's play What's Your Rabbit Hole. So this is how this works. I'm going to ask a lot of what's your questions, right? So what's your fill in the blank questions, and we're going to go around starting with Lindsay.
Oh,
We got to go like this. I'm going to flip you around and make you this in order. Lindsay.
Okay.
Whoa.
Then we'll go Mike
Whoa.
here. Okay, so it's going to go Lindsay, Andy Lund, Mike Venezia, Jay. That's how we're going to do this. That's the round robin. So this is not like the draft, but it's kind of like something like that. But you guys get it. Okay, so what's your rabbit hole? First question is that question, and it was brought to us by a couple episodes ago. It actually might have been last week when we talked to Ian, and he said, "You mean what I'm watching on YouTube?" When we played What Are You Listening To? And he brought up the fact that he's diving into these rabbit holes on YouTube. So
yeah.
Lindsay Love, you go first. What is your YouTube rabbit hole right now?
Okay. Well, I know this is probably against the rules, but I have two that are probably equally in my rabbit hole, which is I really love Zildjian Lives. And I get sucked into just, I can watch like an entire season of Zildjian Lives and just be lost in it. And then the other one is because I really love interviewing people, and I love talking to people, and I love creating kind of, with Jay, we do a lot of filming and video production. I love the Hollywood Reporter roundtables. They get a bunch of different actors from, whatever. It could be drama actors or documentary actors or whoever. And they're like hour-long interviews. And it's brilliant to watch these actors all engage with one another and share their experiences and their stories and how they approach their craft. So I get lost in that.
That's awesome. Lund, what's your rabbit hole? What's your YouTube rabbit hole?
I don't have a current one, but one of my favorite ones was a couple years back. I was researching all the versions of the "Without You" song, which most people would know that Mariah Carey sang, right? But Harry Nilsson kind of did the definitive version, and then one of the members of Badfinger actually wrote the song. And the reason I went down this rabbit hole, and this would put a smile on some people's faces, because there is so many versions of that song out there. And the one that got me started on the rabbit hole was a sort of like an American Idol type singing show from a different country. Okay, so the singer, I try not to be so disparaging because I only speak English. It's I don't know a whole lot of other languages, but she was singing that song, and she was singing in the choruses Ken Lee. Ken Lee, shoo-be-da-be-shoo-na, Ken Lee, right? Because she doesn't say can't live. She didn't know, or she couldn't enunciate it or whatever. So I'm kind of making fun of somebody, which I shouldn't. However, she is on a TV show showing off her talents, right?
That's so
not nice,
good.
Andy.
So, I know it's terrible, but it's hilarious. It's not nice. It is totally hilarious because you see the panel, the judges looking at each other like they're grabbing each other's arms, going, "What did she just say? Ken Lee?"
That's amazing.
And half of the lyrics are kind of like that. And then from there, I went in and found all the versions of it, and it's one of my favorite songs. It's a great pop song, but it will put a smile on your face if you search for Ken Lee.
I love that. Ken Lee. Okay. Mike Venezia. Funny is funny. You're right. We got to laugh at ourselves.
Funny is funny.
Funny is funny.
100%. To kind of build on what Andy was saying. Well, before I get there, I will say that what I've been going through recently is, I have my own version of what we're doing here, and I talk about vinyl. And what I like to do is I like to see what everybody else is doing on their, videos, just to see like how can I do it different, right?
Yeah.
And I've just been like I'm also a fan of Kiss. I'm a bigger fan of Rush, but I'm a fan of Kiss. But any of these bands with like long catalogs, it's really fun to watch people say, Rush's albums ranked in order. And they're always they're completely subjective and always wrong. And it's kind of like, watching an amateur version of, Rolling Stone's top 100 guitarist list. It's always wrong, because you're not going to feel the same way.
Right.
So,
Yeah, totally.
So it's like that, except with bad production and bad writing and bad. So it's really interesting just to see how all these different people feel. And I'm like, all right, this is exactly what I don't want to do. Great. But as far as going down the rabbit hole, and Andy knows this for sure, there's a couple that do karaoke.
Yeah. Thank you for doing it, because I couldn't remember their names.
Bob and Bev, or Bev and Bob, however you want to find it. Look it up on YouTube. And these poor souls, they don't know how to sing, which is their allure. And I'm not ashamed to say, I'm not making fun of them. They obviously know this too, because they're
super committed to what they do.
Yeah. And they have like these trippy backgrounds, and like they go at it, and they have like this catalog of YouTube videos that you literally could spend a full weekend without watching the same video twice. Yeah. And by the time you're done, your tear sacks will be so dry because you've laughed so hard, you just ran out of tears. So I encourage,
oh my gosh,
with trepidation, I encourage you all to give that a run.
Oh, I love it.
Bob and Bev, or Bev and Bob. I don't know which one they want to put first, but
yeah. Bob and
them.
Bev.
Bob and Bev.
Bev and Bob. So mine is also kind of parody, like musically. There's this dude on YouTube. His name is Alex Melton. Have you seen this guy? Alex Melton, AlexMelton. His videos are like, what he'll do is he'll take like emo and pop punk songs and make them country, or he'll take country songs and make them pop punk, or he'll do things where he's like, what if Blink-182 did this? And then he films every single instrument. So he plays every instrument. He's got Taylors in there, he's got Fenders in there, he's got all this thing. He'll play drums, and he does all of the parts. So if it's I'm looking at him now. So he's got like if Blink-182 wrote Never Gonna Give You Up. So like Rick rolling you, right? It's so good. His name's Alex Melton. And I get stuck there for hours. In fact, last night I might have been stuck there. It's like when in doubt and I'm not quite tired yet, I go find Alex Melton and figure it out. He's funny.
All right. I just looked him up, and the first thing I saw was if Mbop was an emo song.
That's funny.
Yes, but his like country songs are so good because he'll do like all the voices, right? So if like, oh, it's so good. Anyway, all right. Next question. What's a famous movie you've never watched?
Okay.
Lindsay, what is a famous movie you've never
So I'm
watched?
not even gonna get the title right because I've never watched it. But what is it? It's called like the Christmas movie Lampoon something. What is it? Like with the
National
what's the
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
There you go. Yeah, that one. I've never seen it.
Never seen Christmas Vacation.
Mm-mm.
That's awesome.
And
This
at
is
this
my
point,
favorite.
I'm not going to. At this
Right?
point.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite. I love this. This one right here. I was waiting for this question. Okay, Andy Lund, what is a famous movie you've never seen?
And you guys could probably name 10, and I would be all 8 of them I would have never seen. I don't know. I can't even think of one that I had.
Yes, in the feed, please tell us what your favorite movie.
Yeah, tell us what movie you have not seen.
Citizen Kane, Titanic, Blazing Saddles.
Titanic.
Oh, this one's so good.
Spinal Tap. Go ahead and think through. Are you not a movie watcher?
Any new, not like modern stuff. I used to watch more movies. Like when I used to go to theaters, when I was more of a
you had to drop the analog thing, right? I listen to everything on vinyl.
No,
Wait, I sound like myself. I sound like myself. I don't watch a lot of movies, Phil says.
I don't. Either.
Andy, you need a pass. You can come back after Mike.
Yeah, I'll
I
come back. I'll come back.
Love
All right.
movies.
All right,
Oh,
Mike.
For me, it's a little tougher because, like Lindsay, I love movies. Like I watch movies often, and with the advent of Netflix and Hulu and HBO Max, like every single and Paramount, like every single movie that was ever made is available. So it's like, all right, let's absorb it, you know?
Yes.
But with that said, I have two. One I did wind up watching not even that long ago when the whole quarantine thing first started, and I resisted for a very long time. I had never seen The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, great movie.
And I
Great.
saw
That's
it.
a good movie.
And I saw it, and I was like, okay, I get it. I get
And
it.
now-
Is it as good as everybody makes it out to be? I liked it. I'll just
You
And
have to think
now
about
you-
when it was made, though.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's a period piece. It could have been made last week. It takes place in the 30s and 40s and 50s or whatever. So
Oh, so you
check
don't like
this
the
out.
story. You
But
like
check
the
this
story.
out. Check this out. Now you can watch it every single week on
I
TBS.
can't. I won't. Yeah, I know. It gets played. Well, that's a whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
how did I not see it after it being
That's
played
true.
a billion
That's
times?
true.
So I literally avoided it. But
Really?
the one movie, yeah, I just didn't care. And then the more people wanted me to see it, it was like, no. It was like my line.
That's me in the Christmas movie. I'm like, whatever. the Christmas Lampoon, whatever, vacation.
But the one I haven't seen, and it's super famous, and now I just really have no want to see it, is Gone with the Wind.
Awesome. I was not expecting God.
Fair. I wasn't either.
It was like
Sorry
the most
about my
popular
laughter.
movie of all time. And I think I've done the research on this. I don't know why, because I went down, a rabbit hole. When it came out, the money it generated, the amount of people that went, Americans saw it an average of 2.5 times. That's how popular it was back then. So it was like the number one movie rated, aggregate total, based on, years and how much money it was worth and what have you for years and years and years. But don't care. Not going to see it. Don't have a want. Frankly, Clark Gable, I don't give a damn.
I just thought of one. I've never seen any of the Harry Potter movies.
Harry Potter.
Yep, none of them. Zero.
Just because you're not you're not into magic.
Apparently not.
No. My kid, my 9/almost 10-year-old is really into Harry Potter right now. But let me tell you a story about my 14-year-old. My 14-year-old Lola, she was super into Harry Potter when she was younger too, like 9 years old. And she had made some money, like allowance or birthday money or something like that. And so her favorite store in the world is Barnes and Noble, because there's two reasons. She likes to buy notebooks. She has this weird love for notebooks, like just journaling notebooks, and like loves it. But she loves books. I mean, she's a good reader. She's always been a good reader. Anyway, so check this out. So she got one of those Harry Potter wands and was certain that it was real. And she spent like $60 on it, right? Because she had like $100 whatever. And she spent so much money on it. And she was like, and I remember her just in her room, just defeated at one point.
Oh my
Now
gosh.
she's handed that down, and my daughter Simone just she doesn't care. She thinks everything's real. It's great. Love it. Anyway, the movie I haven't seen, and I love telling people this, I pride myself on telling people this, is The Godfather.
I know. I pisses me off. I
And
don't
the
like that.
trilogy.
I've seen that movie.
I won't watch it
Yes.
just so people react like Mike.
Yes. Unbelievable.
Like, it's so good. Like, people are like,
I just can't.
That's one of my favorite movies. Like that is
Yeah, sure.
that
And now,
hurts.
and I'm sure it's fantastic. I'm
my
sure it
gosh.
is. But I
Oh.
sit here and I'm like, this so much more joyful. It's like it's like watching like ASMR videos where like a hair on the back of your neck stands up, where it's like you're just so satisfied. I am so satisfied to watch people freak out because I haven't seen Godfather.
Dave Gallagher says, Shawshank Redemption, just okay. What's a great movie? The Godfather.
Okay.
Hey,
I will push back. I do agree. Godfather is amazing, but Shawshank Redemption is up there.
I said I liked it. I didn't say I
Guys.
didn't like it. I said I liked it.
But
You know?
yeah, Godfather is a classic, Jay. I used to have, and I still have them tucked away, but I used to have a picture of Marlon Brando. I had Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. All of my, I love.
I can't. I'm sure it's fantastic, but
believe you won't watch it.
the joy I have listening to this is so much better for me. I don't know why I'm so satisfied telling people I haven't watched The Godfather. I'm like 46 years old, and they're like, oh, like it really bothers you. It's so great. I'm sorry, I don't want to irk you, Lindsay and Mike, but it's so fun. It's satisfying.
Definitely elicits a visceral reaction.
hey, because it's episode 74, and next episode is 75. And we've actually done 74 things, which is super hard for us. It's not really. We have like 117,000 different guitar models. We know how to do and make a lot of things, but we've done this. So I thought that it would be a good time to add someone to the show. You guys want to do that?
Let's do it.
Should we bring a special guest in to the show?
Oh, yeah.
I think
yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen watching this, forever and ever, since we started this thing 74 episodes ago, you know that I have a segment at the end of the show called 2 Minutes of Sports. I am a sports fan. I am really a big baseball fan. So I thought it would be a great time to bring in a professional athlete. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Dietrich.
Hey guys.
From the Yankees.
What's up, everybody?
Wow. Hey.
I thought it would be a good time. Didi, let it fly, baby. How'd it go today?
Hey, good. Well, we didn't pull it off tonight, but still happy to be here with you guys. I heard you're saying 74th episode or podcast, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. Next one's going to be huge. So happy to be here with y'all.
Oh, how amazing. Hockey is a good sport, but baseball is quite it's the science behind baseball that makes it exciting. So Derek, the man next to you, his name's Mike Venezia. He is from New York. He is a giant Yankees fan. So I thought it would just be great to have you guys on the show together. How's that?
That's sweet. Yeah. And Jay, you're always so clever. You always wear the hat when you know when you're going to be talking about either that team or talking to somebody from that team. So you're always right with the gear. So I see you.
I got you, man. I got you guys. I got both of you. So meet Lindsay Love. She's his co-host. Andy Lund. You'll hear a couple of songs from him. Mike Venezia, of course.
What's up, Andy?
Didi down here is a big Taylor player. He's a guitar player. He's a guitar collector. So we'll dive into guitars in a minute. But I thought if you're down, Derek, we're doing a segment in the show right now, and I thought maybe you could just jump in and join us. I'm going to ask a few questions. We're going to go round robin, starting with Lindsay, and we'll come around and we'll have a good time. So the next question is, what's a band you listen to on repeat that you've never seen live? You can't say the Beatles. It's unfair to say the Beatles, okay? So what is a band you listen to on repeat that you've never seen live? Lindsay.
I'm going to choose an artist. Both Prince and Michael Jackson.
Really? You've never seen Prince live?
No.
Oh, I can see that and haven't seen Michael Jackson live. That's amazing. Lund, who's an artist?
I'm going to break the rules a little bit because when I was in college, I had Genesis on repeat. And although they were still a band, Peter Gabriel was no longer in the band. So I have seen Genesis, so I'm with Phil Collins, but it wasn't the real deal as far as I'm concerned. That's what I
we're gonna swap this. We're gonna go right over to Didi here. Hold on, Mike. It won't let me swap. Hold on.
Well,
we're
just
gonna
ask him.
Well, I know, but we got to do this. Got to put them in order. It won't let me. Okay. All right, Derek. Then we'll go to you. Okay, so Derek, what is a band that you listen to on repeat that you've never seen live?
Okay, quick. I'm going to piggyback. So Genesis was my parents' favorite group growing up, and went to a bunch of concerts they did. And I've actually seen Genesis and Phil Collins many times, but I love Phil so much. My walkout song to go up to bat my entire career, I always keep like one in the mix, but it's always In the Air Tonight. So right when the drums hit, it's been that for 12 years in my professional career. So, but I have seen Genesis. But you know who's someone I would really love to see? I haven't. Amazing guitarist, and I've been seeing people posting about it all the time. John Mayer. I haven't seen John live, and man, he can really freaking play that guitar. And I know it's not a Taylor, but he can really play, and I'd love to see him live for sure. So
John's rips, man. John rips, and he's got to play as Martin. He can't play.
Yeah,
he can't play a Taylor. He has Taylors though. We know that for a fact. Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, Mike. Who is the band that you listen to all the time and you've never seen live?
Well, like Lindsay, I have two answers. One is shorter than the other. I'm going to give you the short one first. Actually, no, I'll give you the long one first. So this band, I'm friends with the singer, but the band's broken up now. I can never see them again. They're never playing again. And the one time I almost got to see them, I had won tickets on a local radio station to go see them. And I lied about my age. I was 18 at the time. Like, you must be 21 or older. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely 21, thinking I could have gotten like a fake license in the time period. No, I did not. So I wound up getting thrown out of the club. That band is Wrathchild America, and nobody's really heard of them, but I love that band, and I will listen to them over and over and over and over again. The other band that I can listen to on repeat a chunk of the time, not all the albums, but two in particular, Highway to Hell, Back in Black, AC/DC. I've never seen AC/DC.
Yeah,
live.
man. Yeah.
And that one blows a lot of people away that I have not seen them live, but I've never seen AC/DC live.
Mine is, mine's one of them's really totally unfair. Lindsay, you'll back me on this one, but it's Black Star, right? I've seen Mos Def play a lot, and I've seen a few times, and then I've seen Talib play. But now that they did another Black Star record, I want to see that live. I will do anything to see that. The other one though is Stevie Wonder, man.
Yeah.
I listen to Stevie Wonder like it's going out of style, and like that. I had one opportunity once to see Stevie, and it just didn't work out. And then before that was U2 actually, and I waited and waited and waited. I think I told this story when Tim Godwin was on. Is I wanted to see the Joshua Tree tour. I knew it would happen again, so waited 25 years and got to see it. So I did see that, but it would be Black Star and Stevie Wonder. All right. Next question.
Amazing.
What band or artists that you've seen live? What band or artist have you seen live the most?
Oh, that's tough. I think there's probably a couple ties there, but I saw the Roots live, and I've seen them live a couple times at their picnic thing. I'm gonna have to go Yellow Jackets. I've seen them like at least 5 times.
Really?
So yeah, I go anytime they're in my vicinity. I drive to go see Yellow Jackets.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Lund looks like he's stuck.
I am stuck.
He's pondering.
I've seen the Meters several times in New Orleans.
Ooh,
really?
The Meters.
Amazing. Lund. So good.
I've seen Peter Gabriel several times. I've seen Neil Finn several times. Saw McCartney only once, but that's all I needed.
That's all you need.
One and done.
One and done for sure.
Those are probably my top, the bands that I've gone and seen several times. This is actually a hard question because some of the questions that we're talking about tonight, because they're not that easy to define,
So the segment's working. Okay. There's a lot of questions.
It's making you think.
All right, it's making you think. All right, Dee Dee, let's go. Derek, what do you got? Who's a band that you've seen the most?
Well, early on, I really liked the Script. I saw the Script a few times throughout my time at Georgia Tech in Atlanta. And then I want to say I saw them again in Florida and then in Cleveland. And then you'll know this, Jay. My boys from Newfound Glory, So they're rocking Taylor, and they made that little CD with all Taylor guitars, their acoustic edition. I think it's either being released or it's going to be released. So those guys are awesome, huge baseball fans, and I know Ian Grushka, the bassist, very well, big baseball fan, and so
Nerd.
anytime, bro, nerd. I'm talking. He's got memorabilia more than collectors, everything. I mean, he's a diehard. So yeah, the guys from Newfound Glory I've seen quite a bit, and it's cool when you have that kind of connection, and whether it's athletics or music. And so for me, I would say Newfound Glory.
Newfound Glory. I've seen Newfound Glory so many times we can't even get into it, but that's not my answer. So Mike, what's your answer?
I got a top two
Top two
that are far and away bands I've seen the most. Number 2 is somebody else also put it up in the chat. Rush. I mean, Rush I've seen close to 30 times, and now look, I've lived a charmed life in a lot of ways. I've probably paid for way fewer concerts than I've gone to. So but Rush was the one band I paid to see every time. Like every time. I don't care how much it costs. I would say my favorite band. But the band I've seen the most, and I've seen them over 100 times, is Slayer.
Whoa.
How many? Over 100 times.
Over 100 times, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How's your hearing?
What? Could you say that again a little louder?
Exactly.
Move your mouth more animated.
100 times, man.
100 times.
Lindsay, what band have you seen the most? Like how many times?
Like I said, I think I could be wrong after this, but I think it's like Yellow Jackets. I've seen them 5 at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that there's anybody I would go to that much. I mean, I guess
Mike has
over
a problem.
Yeah, Mike.
Well, all right.
Were you like following them on a city tour? Like,
I
groupie.
would, but
He's a groupie.
that's I was not I wasn't a Slayer head like a Deadhead, but I happened to be friends with one of the guitarists, and it's like a family thing almost, and it's just kind of easy. And plus, being somebody who travels for work, it just so happens that my travels would be like, oh, you're playing in Chicago tomorrow night? I'm going to be here tomorrow night too. Hey, all right, come to the show. So. I've been to the shows. A lot of times I would just hang out backstage and talk to people because I've seen them so many times. And a lot of times with Slayer, it turned into near the end of their career, that backstage was A-list. It was kind of cool to be hanging out with like Jason Momoa and oh, hi, you're tall.
Aquaman. Aquaman's tight.
That makes sense. If you're just like hanging out backstage, that's a lot. That's a lot. One band. Unless you're on tour with them.
I mean, mine is Iron Maiden. I've seen Iron Maiden like 19 times, and then Fake Maiden twice. Fake Maiden, you know what I mean? When they replaced Bruce Dickinson with that like tribute singer for a little bit.
Blaze Bayley.
That was so good. But that would be my longest. I guess the shows that I've paid for. Now, like you, I've toured forever. Like Newfound Glory, excuse me, I've seen Newfound Glory because, I did like 100-day tours with Newfound Glory, and so I've seen those bands and stuff many, many, many times. But all right, next question. This is great. Okay, what's your favorite song to change the lyrics to, Lindsay? We all have it.
Well. Like, just to be honest, I have horrible memory with lyrics, especially now. Like I used to be able to remember lyrics easy when I was younger and I was a kid. It's gone now. So I changed lyrics to everything, to be honest. Like that's what it is. But one song in particular, I intentionally do it. It's because I was in a band I was playing. I was filling in for a friend that was a part of this cover band, and the singer, we were doing Human Nature, Michael Jackson's Human Nature, and she had gotten drunk. It was probably the third set or something, or second set, and she was a little drunk, and she just started. So when it goes like, why, she started singing, right, tell him that it's human, right, and we were like, right, what? And so now every time the song comes on, I intentionally sing right. Yeah.
Changing lyrics game is the best. Yes. All right. Lund, he's changing the lyrics right now.
I can't.
What is your favorite
game, man? I don't know how. I don't know. Game. I don't do that. I don't think.
You don't do that?
No.
Change the lyrics to your own song quite frequently.
Well,
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind was that commercial what is it? Order some more shook up ramen or whatever for pour sugar on me. Remember that commercial back in the day? It's like shook up ramen. What is that? Shook up ramen. It's like
soup.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't even know if I have an answer for that.
Can you can pass if you need to. Lund.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll think about it, but I'm gonna pass. I think because I don't know. I just don't do that. I think it bugs me when people do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Especially if it's a good song. I'm like, don't write that. It's somebody's work. So
a purist over here is talking about it's somebody's work.
Well,
I know it's somebody's work, but they wrote the melody, and the melody's awesome. And
You've never been to
crappy music, so anything I listen to is going to be something that's important to me, and I'm not going to want people to be jacking with it.
I feel you on that. I mean, like I said, I think this singer was drunk, but it's just like still was like, wait, that's the most known lyric of that song. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Okay. And Derek Dietrich, do you have
Yes, sir.
a song that you changed the lyrics to?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Sometimes it's hard to, I don't even know. I usually am in the clubhouse with so many guys that are from other countries that are playing like a lot of Latin pop and music and stuff like that. So I feel like I can make my own lyrics up to half of those songs because I'm just jamming to the beat, and I think whatever they're saying, I'm trying to I speak a little bit of Spanish, but they go so fast that it's like I think I'm making my own lyrics up or whatever they're maybe saying. So
Totally fair.
Yeah. So anything when it comes to like Latin hip hop or rap, I think I'm changing some lyrics. At least that's what it sounds like. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Venezia.
I'm probably going to get in trouble for this one.
What?
Well, all right. So System of a Down. I like obscure music. I like weird types of music. I still don't get it to this day. And I try. And the song Chop Suey specifically,
it's
that's
so
the one
good.
that everybody kind of knows. Like, wake up, bit of makeup.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yes.
So, all I keep thinking is a potato chip company needs to take the song because all I hear is fever for the flavor of a Pringles. Like that's all I just keep hearing in my head every time I hear that song. It's just like
I've done the same lyric change to the same song. This is why this question is good, Andy Lund. This is why. And to bring back Newfound Glory, Derek, I changed the lyrics to Catalyst all the time. Oh,
Sure.
It's so good. Think about it, what you can say with that song, Catalyst. It's so good. Anyway, okay. We'll move on to the next song. This show, we talk too much, don't we? All right.
it is a talk show.
It is a talk show. That is right.
Yeah.
Dead or alive? We're doing a useful question. I brought this in. Okay. So dead or alive, who is an artist / band that you would like to collaborate with?
Oh,
Lindsay Love.
man, that's a tough question because
And
so
you
many.
could just perform with them or play rhythm guitar or like shred their leads because your leads are better or
No. Oh my God, that's really a tough question.
play
I think it would be
drums.
so fun to play like with Kendrick Lamar. I would love to play on his tour. It's too hard of a question because there's some people that I'm like I don't even want to play because like they're guitarists that I know that I'm friends with are just better, so I wouldn't even want to take their spot. But maybe India Ari. I'd love to collab with India Ari.
Ooh,
That's a fair one. I would love to collab with her.
that's a good one. So Lund, you passed last time. Are you going to pass this time?
No, this one's a lot easier. I would McCartney would probably be
Yeah.
just.
However, I feel like if I collaborated with Paul McCartney at one point, I would just stop and watch and be like, oh. Like I'm on stage with Paul McCartney and you're better than me. And then I would be like singing, changing lyrics. I would be changing lyrics.
I would feel that way if I was playing with a really monster instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Like I would never get on stage with with like somebody who's just like crazy good guitar player, but
Like John Mayer,
Like-
like Jeff Beck. Would you play with Jeff Beck, or would you watch Jeff Beck if you were on stage with him?
Just watch.
I'd watch him, I think, but
Yeah.
I could play rhythm guitar to a Paul McCartney song. Yeah, I can do that.
I'd cry.
And you'd cry, but
Yeah,
you'd
I'd
be
totally
missing out.
cry. I'd be like, Paul McCartney. Yeah, that's how it would be. Okay. All right. That's a good one, Andy. Any others? You're pondering something. You're like, maybe there's another.
Well, there's that one. That's an easy
So
one.
many.
That question's easier. Yeah.
Okay. Derek, what do you got? Who would you want to play with? Ooh.
I just watched on like Netflix maybe a couple months back, but they had that show on Garth Brooks when he was rolling like in the early 2000s, and I mean those shows that he did in that one like in Central Park and the turnout. I mean that was pretty. The energy that people brought and that he would bring. So Garth Brooks, kind of like old school country, and then I like Stapleton. I like Chris Stapleton now.
Yeah.
I mean I really like his music and the way he plays the guitar and so yeah, I would say old school country like Garth Brooks, and then probably now Chris Stapleton. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, dude, Stapleton
that.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
Mike Venezia, who is your artist that you want to collab with?
That's a real tough one because any band that I love and respect, I wouldn't want to have me in that band. Like, no. Like I love Van Halen. I wouldn't be playing next to Eddie. I'm sorry. I
Put
might
your
play a
imagination.
triangle,
Put your
in Van Halen.
imagination station on and just imagine yourself on stage. Just
close
your eyes. And
The one that I came up with,
Pink Floyd laser light show style.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. If I want a big rock show, and actually this does play into the big rock show theme that Pink Floyd would provide. For me, I'd love to collab with Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, like just because every
That'd
time
be
I've seen the
fun.
Foo Fighters, they just make you smile. It's just and obviously that will probably never happen again, but I gotta say, every time I saw them, they brought it. Big rock show, looked like it was a lot of fun, running around on stage. To me, that would be a blast because, frankly, he's got a good sense of melody too. So writing a song with Dave with bombastic drums, that'd be pretty awesome. So,
Dude, Carl said the Smithereens. That's awesome. What? Yes. Okay. Sorry. Is it my turn? Who would I like to collaborate with?
Yeah.
Oh, besides Andy Lund.
Yeah. First and foremost.
Besides Andy Lund, I would, collaboration. I would like to do a live music set with Daft Punk. So we all know that they when they perform live, they're often just DJing, right? But like all their music is analog. They write it all, they play it all. I would like to be in the band when Daft Punk plays that, whatever that show is, but it will never happen again because Daft Punk decided to quit on us. Anyway, okay. Next question's easy layup. It's a really easy layup, and that is, what is your favorite Taylor guitar at this moment? Lindsay Love.
Yeah. Wow, that really isn't actually that easy, but I guess I would say the one I have right now. Let's see, what is it? It's the
You don't even know.
Well, I have a couple, so I'm like the GT Mahogany, but also actually I think the 812. The 812.
812. 812 CE?
Yep. 812 CE.
12 fret or 14 fret?
I mean either.
You don't even care. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. There's either one of those. Yeah.
Andy Lund, you can pass if you need to.
Jeez. All right, I thought of something that I didn't think of before. Queen is a band that I listen to nonstop that I've never seen live. And
That's fair.
Yeah.
that should have been my first choice, but I was not ready in the moment. 80-22, EJ. No pass this time.
AD22.
Definitive answer for you.
Definitive answer. All right, Derek Dietrich, what is your favorite Taylor guitar?
Oh, he's got it. He's ready.
811.
811.
811E, baby. Yeah, this baby rocks.
Yeah.
This is my favorite of them all, dude. All right, that's it. That's all you're
What did I
getting.
say? I've said this so many times.
That's-
Professional athletes want to be rock stars. Rock stars
I gotta-
want to be professional athletes.
I got a
Look at
custom
that.
one. I got a
Yes.
custom Let It Fly one.
Oh,
Thanks,
that's
Jay.
dope.
Oh,
Yeah,
heck yeah. So good.
It's my travel guitar. It's the best travel guitar you can have. It's too nice.
Let it fly. Oh, that's so good. Anyway, Mr. Mike Venezia, what's your favorite Taylor right now?
Tie for 2 right now, though one of them's a limited, and that's the GT611E. Love that guitar. I'm a big fan of Maple, and that guitar just sounded so good and felt so good in my hands. But on the other side of that, I went as far as, my favorite Taylor right now has been my favorite Taylor for a number of years, and that's the 618E. I love that guitar. That guitar, full spectrum, fills a room. Absolutely amazing. Love that guitar. My favorite one going right now.
Ooh, David says my 2003 810. I bet you that guitar is awesome.
I bet.
Woo. What do we got here? My T5Z. Phil says, loving my 514 CE. That is a great guitar. Stan says 812 CE 12 fret. Oh boy. Anybody else? What do we got? My Academy E12. Oh yeah, 12E. Awesome. Okay, mine would be 811 and 517, hands down. The GT Mahogany is also great, so I can't say one. I don't have a definitive answer, Andy.
It's not fair, Jay, but yeah, I hear you.
I know it's not
How's
fair.
how's the GT Maple? How's that sound? I haven't heard it yet.
It's awesome. It's super awesome. They were very limited. I think like pretty much but Rudy's might have one, eh? You think Rudy's has one, Mike?
We made a couple hundred.
Of which
Those are
one? The
beautiful.
611E? Or
Yeah.
I don't know if they still have one. I think they may have sold it, but if you give me a minute, I can find out.
That is a store I've seen you in before, Derek.
Yes, I frequent that place when I'm walking around New York City.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. We have one last final question, and then we're going to talk to Derek a little bit and then pretty much wrap the show up. We'll keep it short and sweet. We are going to tell you what next week's show is. So I can't wait for that moment. Episode 75 is going to be almost as lit as this show. Just saying, throwing that out there. Okay. Last question. This might stump you, Lindsay.
Okay.
Cake or pie?
Oh, that's not even something. Cake. I hate pie. I don't like pie. I don't think there's one pie I like.
No pie?
No.
Pecan pie? Pumpkin pie?
No, there's literally
Apple
not one
pie?
Okay,
Nope,
okay.
Nope. Yeah. that was
Okay.
easy.
Cake is the answer. Everyone in the feed, please tell us what your favorite is. Cake or pie? Andy Lund, cake or pie?
Pie.
Ooh, and what's your favorite pie?
Strawberry rhubarb.
Ooh, Mom, you hear that? Mom? Okay, Lindsay, I forgot to ask you, what's your favorite cake? Do you have a favorite cake or is it just all cakes?
Oh no, I have a favorite. Yeah, because not all cakes are good either. Yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Just out of a box? Like
That's all I want. Yes, Dave Chappelle right there. Dave
straight
Chappelle
up
talked
like
about it. Don't drop
Pillsbury,
the
like,
yellow cake.
love it.
Yes, yellow cake with chocolate. No, it doesn't even have to be out of a box, but the box cakes are good. But
Yeah.
no.
Okay. Derek, cake or pie?
I'm gonna go with cake because cake is usually like comes with a celebration of some sort or a big day or some kind of get together. And for me, I always look forward to having like strawberry cassata cake for my birthday. So it's like vanilla cake with strawberry and custard inside of it. It was something my mom would always do for my birthday. So yeah, I think cake's always like a celebration.
You had a nice reason. You had a nice reason.
Hey, it's all right. We went
nice
together
reason.
on that one.
Yes.
And like
Yeah.
mom's pies and mom's cakes, they're all great. Okay,
Yeah.
mom's I like that. Okay, Mike Venezia, cake or pie?
So let me preface this by saying I don't hate pie.
Let me preface this by saying,
You're
system
not
of a
like me.
down.
This is pie. If you're watching, I'm not anti you.
Right.
But I like cake more because there's more of a variety of cakes I like than pies that I like, because I don't like strawberry pie or blueberry pie. Those aren't my things. I'm more of a pecan pie and pumpkin pie guy. But as far as cakes go, really hard to beat red velvet cake with white frosting.
Oh, see?
And if you want to take it one step further, make it red velvet devil's food cake with the white frosting.
Wow.
I am in heaven.
Wow.
Wow.
I just
Hey,
gained
Mike.
3 pounds thinking about it.
Mike, did Roger just get off the treadmill or something? Has he been
Right.
He is,
he was sitting up there before. He was cool sitting on the.
he is just, listen, people say like,
Yeah.
oh, you get a dog, you have a friend. It's so calming. No, this guy is just all go, no quit, 24/7. I wake up in the middle of the night. He's staring at me like, let's play. Let's go. It's go time.
Gosh.
Like, dude,
Oh my gosh.
chill. I'm sure you've seen me the whole show. I'm just like throwing a ball to him the whole time to keep him away from hitting the desk, so that my camera doesn't go like this every time he hits the desk. Yeah, he's nonstop. But
Does Roger
he's cute.
like cake or pie?
He likes kibble.
Okay.
There you
Kibble
go.
pie.
Bits.
Kibble
Kibble
pie.
pie.
Look at him. He's crushing his bed right now. Look at
Oh
him.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. He's just going after it.
He's
just-
so good, right?
just-
Oh, this is
no
great.
stopping with
Okay.
him.
All right. Cake or pie, Jay? A cheesecake. So it's like a pie, but I've always
Cheesecake
been a
is a pie.
cheesecake guy. I like cheesecake. So it's round cheesecake pie. Pie's so good. Cake's so good. Cheesecake. Always been like a New York cheesecake kind of guy with my Yankees hat on. So
There you go.
I also like key lime pie. Someone dropped that in the.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but I feel you guys on the celebration. The cake, there's always there for that. But I'm gonna go cheesecake. Roger. All right.
Roger, cake or pie, Roger?
Cake or pie, Roger.
Okay.
That
He's got
breath.
no
All I
answer.
heard is
He's
breath.
passing like Andy did.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That was our very long-winded new segment that's never going to happen again. It's only going to happen on episode 74, and you saw it here. We got Lindsay Love. If you're just joining us, Lindsay, Andy, Mike, we're all here celebrating the 74th episode because next week is episode 75, and it's going to be incredible. We have a very special guest, Derek Dietrich. Oh, let's talk to you for a little bit, Derek. Let's get your story. You are a guitar player. You're a professional athlete. You're a baseball player. You started with the Marlins, right? Went to the Cincinnati Reds, let it fly.
Absolutely.
I met you when you were with the Rangers, and
2020.
now you're back with the Yankees. Okay, Yankees organization. When the Yankees are good, baseball's good. I will always say that. Be it, I am a longtime lifer Tigers fan. When the Yankees are good, baseball's good, and I'm really excited about the season. Derek, what is baseball like? I mean, you guys went through a weird preseason, off season, right? You guys were negotiating, and we're very happy as fans to have you guys back on the field. But tell us just a quick day in a professional baseball player's life with his guitar next to him.
All right. Well, yeah, sure. So, I've been playing ball for 12 years professionally. Started with the Miami Marlins back in 2013 in the major leagues, and like you said, Reds, Rangers, Yankees. Since a little bit of Cubs mixed in there, but obviously, athletes from any sport utilize music to, whether it's to calm them, whether it's to pump them up, whether it's just to get the guys or get the group or get the team going. So music's always huge in sports, and so I always like to have some music on in my headphones, whether I'm listening to rap or hip hop, or whether I'm listening to country, rock, classic rock, anything like that. So I've always loved music, and when COVID hit back in in like early 2020, I was like, well, what am I going to do? I wanted to try to, pass the time. So I started to play the guitar again. I played when I was younger in my teens, and I just didn't have the patience for it. And also I was putting a lot of my time into practicing baseball. And like anything, you know, I have some friends that are very good guitarists, and I ask them these funny questions, and they ask me a question right back. I go, how do you get so good at guitar? And they're like, how do you hit a 98 or 100 mile an hour fastball? And I'm like, years of practice. And you know what? It's still not easy. And I imagine being an amazing guitarist is probably very similar. So I really have a really just an appreciation for such great musicians and guitarists. So, you know, for me personally, I just wanted to pick it up, and it was something that was, you know, kind of challenging, but also in a way it's kind of relaxing too. I'm physically in the gym, I'm on the field, I'm always training, working, and pushing my body to the limits. So this kind of gives me a challenge, but also I kind of get off my feet and can relax and bring it with me. And I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. So real quick, back in 2020, I was playing at Petco Park, where I've actually played my first major league game back in 2013. So I walk into the clubhouse, and there's guitars hanging on the walls in the clubhouse, in the visiting clubhouse. And I'm like, oh, those are Taylor's. And the head clubhouse guy there in San Diego, do you remember his name? Is it TJ?
TJ, yeah, he's actually TJ's actually on the home side now, and Spencer, who is on the home side, is now on the. But we've kept the same thing, so we've branded that wall, and it still works, my friend.
So I was like, TJ, I'm like, these are sweet guitars. I'm like, he's like, yeah. He's like, Taylor's like down the street basically, and at that time I didn't have a Taylor, so this is 2020, and so I was like, man, I was starting to really play, and I was interested in becoming, you know, more interested in the types of guitars and the brands. Obviously, you know, I knew the big three, and I knew Taylor was one of them. And so TJ's like, let me give Jay. There's a guy at Taylor that's a huge baseball fan. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, he comes to games a lot, and I have a good relationship with him. And I'm like, let me give him a shout. So long story short, Jay strolls down to Petco Park with a few guitars, and I ended up buying one from him. And, you know, the rest is history. This was like 2.5, 3 years ago. And I've got like 3 or 4 Taylors now that I've acquired, and I've been playing pretty much daily since. At least, you know, I feel like I should be a lot better than I am, but I have more guitars. I have too many guitars, and I'm not a good enough player yet. But if it was, you know, I feel like it's always a work in progress. But no, so that's kind of how my time off the field goes. I kind of chill and play the guitar and bring it with me. But you know, from a professional athlete standpoint, and being a former Major League Baseball player, I'm in AAA now with the Yankees, but hope to be in the Bronx here soon whenever they need me. And but I mean, it's really it's something I've done my entire life, from the time I was 4, 5, 6 years old. You know, playing every day. I played in high school. I went to Georgia Tech for 3 years on a scholarship to play, and from there I was drafted, and I've been playing, you know, every day since 2010, and so this is about 12 years professionally, and it's one of the best jobs I feel like in the world. Some days it feels like it's, you know, obviously it's not even a job, it's just a game that I get to enjoy and play. And I have a feeling it's something similar to being like a musician. When you're out on the stage, you're just playing music and you're doing what you love, and you're making people happy, and you're bringing people together, and you're really just doing something that, you know, obviously a very talented ability that guitarists and musicians have, just like baseball players. But you're just doing something you enjoy, and you can make a living out of it, and it's like the best of both worlds. So you know, I'm just very blessed. I've put in a lot of time, like I said, always training the body, training the mind. You know, it never stops. It's a 24/7 gig basically. And, but you know, I love it. And it's always been, part of me. My grandfather, I was fortunate to play Major League Baseball as well. So it's kind of been in the family, and, it's cool. And obviously music is such a big part, even in, like I said, in the clubhouse. I mean, the moment I walk in, you know, at 1 or 2 p.m. for a 7 o'clock game, music is on. It's always around. It's just part of life, part of you know, an athlete's day in and day out. So, you know, I've really grown to appreciate good music and you know, amazing guitarists, and you know, it always lifts your spirits. You know, I always try to listen to something that's uplifting and empowering, and something that brings the energy and just motivates you to go out there and play it and enjoy it. So, it's kind of funny you said Genesis, Andy, because yeah, my parents were like, that's what I remember my dad playing over and over, playing Genesis and Peter Gabriel and Phil. And so I've kept it with me. I've kept the In the Air Tonight has been with me actually in college when I was 18 years old, was my walkout song. And it's still to this day one of my walkout songs, and it will never change.
I have a
In the Air
question
Tonight.
for you. When you walk out to that, do you like kind of like the, do you let a little bit of that go on before, or you just come in right
So
with the drum beat?
I usually come in with the drum beat. It depends. Sometimes, however they cut it, it's really up to who's ever upstairs. So sometimes, yeah, I get a little of that leading up to it. But you know what? That's good.
Yeah. It's in D minor.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those songs. Unfortunately, they're trying to speed it up. They want it done quicker and quicker. They're like under time restraints. So it's like you got to be really precise in what you can get in there when you're walking up to the plate and this and that. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's cool. I really enjoyed the relationship with Jay. Obviously I know, I recognize right away that he has a true passion for baseball and sports. And then, obviously, being with Taylor and that was such a cool experience and hookup. I mean, we get excited about that type of stuff too. Like when you saw Slayer 1,000 times, Mike, or not 1,000, but 100 times, because somebody and it's cool. It's like,
Right.
I feel that same thing. Like even when I'm going to watch an event or watch the guys at Newfound Glory, like I know I have a little bit of a relationship with them. So you kind of see it from, or you listen or you hear it from a little bit of a different perspective that makes you feel kind of special and cool. And that's kind of how I felt when I first met Jay, and I knew he liked baseball, and we had this cool connection, and I was getting interested into, playing the guitar and music, and so it was something cool we bonded over. And, I think I hope so. We'll be friends, for life. So, it's cool to be part of the Taylor gang.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Mhm.
So when TJ from the Padres reached out to me originally, he was like, "Dude, Didi is interested in a Taylor," and it was so jinxy, like we jinxed each other, and I said, "Oh man, one of the best in the business," and he said the same thing. So I've known this from the Newfound Glory guys. They've said this before. Ian has said it. We've had discussions about it. You play the game with so much joy, no matter where you are. You pick up the guitar with so much joy, and you have so much joy. So yesterday, when the show was gonna go a little bit different tonight. We had a different plan with a different guest, but then fast forward to next week and we'll understand why this show didn't happen the way it was tonight. So I was in a pinch, and I'm thinking it'd be fun. Let me just ask. And I said, sent you a text. I sent Derek a text, and he sends back a picture of him with a Taylor shirt on. Yeah.
There it is. I'm like, dude, great timing. Yeah.
Right, playing his guitar, and that's just how it is. And it's just the joy that you have to play the game when you're up there swinging the bat, or when you're in the batter's box. It's just you're just there. You're there to work. It's really been fun to watch your career. And again, no matter where you're at, it doesn't matter. It's how much passion you have to swing the bat and to crush home runs when you have a chance. Right? It's hard to hit a 90+ mile an hour fastball, and you do it like some of the best guitar players play riffs. So I really was excited to have you on the show tonight. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of questions for you. We got one right here. Question for Derek from Paul Tobias. He's a big Cubs fan. I've seen you get hit by a pitch and you don't even flinch. That's gotta hurt, right?
Well, yeah, I can't do this. Well, okay, so strange, funny. I got hit in the side of the knee tonight, and I have a like a pad with like a sleeve on it to control the swelling. So, one thing is I get hit a lot, and it's just part of playing. My mom hates it, but I just don't get out of the way, and I felt it was like a not a toughness thing, but there's just a way that you can earn respect of your teammates, and you really, they hurt. Trust me, they definitely hurt. But it's you get on base and you get a chance to shake it up and put some pressure on the pitcher and hopefully score a run that helps to win the game. So where guys might move or jump out of the way, like I kind of just hold my ground and I stand my ground. So and I wear it and I won't back down. Tom Petty. It's one of those things. I've always gotten hit by pitches, and I don't really enjoy it much, but I know that it helps, and I'm always looking to try to help the team win. So, they hurt. Trust me, they hurt.
I'm looking at Derek's stats here, and in 2016, you were hit by a pitch 24 times.
Yeah, I led the league that year. I think I was tied.
Yeah,
so I hold the record. Anthony Rizzo. He has probably double the amount of at-bats that I have in his career, but I actually hold the major league record for most hit by pitches per plate appearance. So I get hit the most often when I'm playing, and I still have that. So it's kind of a dubious honor, but it's one that I'm sort of proud of, because it's like I said, it hurts, and if it's gonna hurt, at least you're doing something that's helping, right?
I love the fact that he led with, my mom hates it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I bet. I feel so bad for parents of professional baseball players. Oh man.
My mom says, "Hey, tonight, how are you? How's the knee? Is it okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I didn't need that, of course." She said, "No, of course not," with the bleep out emoji. And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I get that from her every time. She always gets mad." So,
how many pitches have you been hit by this year?
This year, I think Mike will probably look it up. I think only like one or two in this year, so not too many yet. But over the course of my career, at least in the major leagues, it's like 130, 140, and in the minor leagues, probably that and more. So, yeah, I've gotten hit by my fair share of baseballs. So
the season's young, Derek. You got a ways to go.
Right. Hey, thanks. I wore one tonight, so yeah, there you go.
There you go. Okay, so what is it? Let's walk us through real quick. Just because we have you here, and then we're gonna wrap up this show pretty quickly. But just we have you. We got a couple of questions coming in over here, but walk us through crushing a home run, because you crushed one last week, and I watched it, and it was just magical. You hit the ball so hard, and you just run around like it's like, look what I did. Walk us through that.
Okay. So I always travel with my guitar, and I always have a bat. These are my two crafts. At least I'm a little better with this one. I'm going to get better as I continue to practice. But so when you hit a ball perfectly, it's pretty much usually for a home run. And it's almost like you don't feel the ball even vibrate the bat. You hit it, when you hit it so crisply, it's like you don't even feel it, and you just kind of take your swing and you see it go, and then you're just like, it's like perfect contact. Like sometimes you'll hit it lower on the barrel, or you'll hit it higher up towards over here, but like when you hit it right on the sweet spot, like right where you want to hit it in the middle of the barrel, it's like it's just so smooth, and it's just a perfect feeling. So it's obviously something that doesn't always happen, and you can hit home runs without hitting it perfectly. But it's the best part about playing baseball, honestly. There's nothing like hitting a home run, and obviously watching all the games, and you see it on ESPN, and they love to show the home runs, and the fans love the home runs, and it's a huge part of the game. And it's just it's just something that doesn't happen a lot. Obviously, Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs, hit the most ever out in San Fran, and you think about it, and it's like that record will never be broken. And hitting a home run is probably one of the hardest things to do in professional sports. I mean, that ball is coming so fast, and the pitchers are throwing harder and harder. So, when I first started, there were a couple guys that could throw in the mid 90s to, you would get a guy that could throw 98, one out of maybe 10 guys. Now, every single kid or every single guy is throwing 95 to 100. It's the training and and the way guys are preparing and just growing, and how the game has grown. It's definitely gotten harder for sure, but even more satisfying when you do hit that, that ball and then you hit it over the fence. So yeah, there's nothing like hitting a home run. I mean, that's the best feeling in sports, I feel like.
Awesome. We got a couple of questions coming in, and then we're going to move on. I think, Lindsay, we should prepare. I think you should do Lindsay's question with Derek. I think it would be amazing here. Okay, Derek, question from Roy. How focused is Aaron Judge this year?
Well, he's on a mission. Obviously he was offered a contract in the beginning of the season, which he turned down. I guess he was not happy with the terms. Well, obviously he wasn't happy with the terms, and you could just see that he is on a mission to lead the Yankees to win a World Series, and also to prove that he's worth whatever he wants as far as a contract. But you could tell he's on that 2017 MVP, kind of trend that he was on when he wasn't missing and hitting home runs. But the whole team, Stanton's up there right now. Rizzo's been great. I mean, this is obviously a very, very good Yankees team, one of the best that they've had, one of the best starts that they've ever had. So it's been fun to watch, and hopefully can be part of it sometime soon, and be in the Bronx in the pinstripes.
So good. Got another one real quick. Nothing better than hitting the sweet spot. Are you a natural left-handed hitter?
I am. So the only thing, I swing a baseball bat left-handed, and like a golf club. I don't golf much, but and a hockey stick left-handed. Everything else I do right-handed. I play the guitar right-handed, right throw right-handed. There's just something when I was a kid, like a toddler, I picked up when I pick up sticks or anything, I'd swing left-handed. And obviously my grandfather was in baseball, and he told my parents, don't touch him, leave him, let him hit left-handed. Cause being a left-handed hitter in baseball is it's a little bit more valuable, or you just have a little, I don't know. At this stage of the game, righties and lefties, everybody could hit, but there's just more right-handed pitchers. So being a lefty hitter, kind of has its benefits.
Oh, we got another one. Who is your favorite player to watch? That's fun. That's a good question.
Yeah. So out there by you guys, by you, Jay, he's not playing right now, but when Tatis Jr. is on the field, that dude can play, man. Fernando Tatis Jr. can really play. I'm going to give you a name that a lot of people don't know about. He's getting really good, and he's really good. I saw him in the Dominican Winter League, was Jeremy Pena. He's the shortstop for the Houston Astros, and he's got Tatis type ability, and he's a special young talent. Ronald Acuna is a great player to watch in Atlanta. Juan Soto can really swing it from the left-hand side with the Nationals. I always tend to lean towards the hitters because I'm a hitter. I don't really like to watch the pitchers too much, sorry. But especially because they're just nastier. But I mean, so there's a lot of young talent that's surfacing that are fun. Obviously, Judge is always fun to watch. I love Big G. I played with Stanton back for about 7 years with the Marlins, and just knowing that when he comes up to the plate, he can hit a home run, any moment. Those are the type of players you really kind of like to watch and keep an eye out for. So, yeah, there's a lot of good guys to watch out for.
I love it. Who is your favorite Blue Jay, past or present? That's a great question.
That's kind of funny. Well, I guess currently, like there's so many good young shortstops. Bo Bichette Jr. I mean, he can swing it. He's a really, really good player, offensively and defensively. I don't know. This might not go. I mean, he was one of the best players at second base ever. But Roberto Alomar, I know he had some trouble, I guess, off the field recently or whatever. But watching him play and pick it at second base, and the way he played, I saw him playing a lot with the Cleveland Indians when I was growing up. Robbie Alomar Jr. could really play, and he had a good stint with the Blue Jays. So yeah, Bo Bichette, if we're talking present day.
This is fantastic. So you just watched Derek's craft. Like he knows the sport. Like a lot of us know music, and we're connected to that. So I meaningful when I say I would like to turn every podcast into a sports podcast, because there's just something about the joy that you get from music and the joy you get from either being a part of a sport or being an athlete or playing or watching or that community. So Derek, thank you so much for jumping on the show, man. We're going to wrap this thing up. We have two segments. The last segment is, ladies and gentlemen, remember we don't have trivia, but
Right.
before we go into Lindsay's question, and this is a question, Lindsay's question, Derek, is where she asks the guests a question and tries to stump them. Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh,
But don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll pass. Don't worry. I have faith in you.
I'm just watching Roger. I love Roger's position. Look at he's so right over the shoulder. He's cute. Look at him.
Roger's amazing.
He's the best audience one could ever have.
One
That's
could
right.
ever have. All right. So here's next week's show. Ladies and gentlemen, in the feed, everybody who comes here and has been here for 74 episodes. There are a lot of you who haven't missed one. We started this in the middle of a pandemic. I will say it again. We started this in the middle of a pandemic to shine a little light on a weird, dark time. And it worked. It stuck. We've had many emails from people who watch the show regularly, thanking us. We had someone last week on Facebook, I believe, commented, Jay, Lindsay, Andy, and Mike, they may not be household names, but they're very connected, and they've introduced us to people we never would have met before. And there was something like that. Or we had one a couple of weeks ago. A guy wrote and said, hey, you guys helped me through a pandemic divorce. And this group of people, there's a small group. Sometimes it's larger. Sometimes there's 300 people watching. Sometimes there's 50. It is what it is. Every episode kind of hits around 1,000 views, and people consume it and they watch it. And we know it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even for both of our co-founders per se. It's not Kurt's favorite medium, but I begged and begged and begged. And next week for episode 75, we have Bob Taylor, Kurt Listug, and Andy Powers on the show at one time. And we are super excited about it. We have some extremely big news to tell the whole industry, and maybe some new products, maybe some other stuff. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. And even the rest of the people on this show don't know. But Derek, it's been so great to have you set up on the episode that's going to set up the big 75th episode. Once we do our 75th episode, we are going to take the summer off, and we are going to come back with the 4th season. 4 seasons. We've done this for 4 years.
Wow.
I'm not 4 years, but 4 seasons. It's pretty special. Never thought it was going to last more than 13 or 15 episodes. We've done 75. They're super fun. It's awesome to hang out with you guys on a regular basis. It's a joy for us, just like it's a joy for Derek to play baseball. So that being said, next week, you're going to get emails about it. Tell all your friends about it. It's Bob, Kurt, and Andy. Kurt Listug on the show. And what do we have to do? Beg. I begged. It's all right. It's all right. I'm not going to, swallow my pride. I was like, can you guys help out? We got to have Kurt on the show. So we're having Kurt on the show. He is amazing. So I can't wait for you guys to listen to this dude drop some knowledge, because he's one of the smartest guys I know. All right. That being said, thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys, my co-hosts. 75 episodes, almost down the drain.
Almost.
In the bag.
Down the drain.
Down the drain.
Almost.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm excited about this. It's just a corny little guitar nerd talk show, and we've had so much fun. All right, so check this out. Lindsay's question.
Yes.
It's about that time. Andy, do you have a song?
I do. I was wondering though, next week's episode, is Andy Powers going to talk about the new baseball bats he's building and designing?
That was the one thing we're not supposed to say.
It's a secret.
They're tuned perfectly.
They're
I bet he could build
tuned.
like a good one.
They can help you crush home runs.
All right, here we go.
Love has a question for Derek. Dietrich, get ready for love. Maybe Lindsay will stump him. What's on her mind today?
Where'd you go?
Done.
Hold on.
Did you catch that, Jay?
It got
you catch,
stuck.
You catch the way he said that?
I got
Great
that.
song, Andy.
That was a good song.
Good
Nicely
song.
done.
All right. Lindsay Love. Time to ask Derek Dietrich Lindsay's question.
I'm nervous. I'm not even nervous going up to the plate. But this has got me.
Don't be nervous, because I don't know how I got pinned as trying to stump people. I was just asking questions that took them a while to answer. Jay, you know what? I have two, and I want you guys. Maybe he can decide. He can decide which one he wants to answer, or maybe
Sure.
Jay, you tell him which one he has to answer. Because one is like, what's your best scar story, childhood scar story?
Oh.
The second one would be, if you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why?
He's got to answer both. He's got to answer both.
Sorry that I
Both
never
of them,
asked two, but yeah, let's go.
Okay, so my favorite or my childhood scar story. So it'd be hard to see, but I have a scar across my arm, on the outside of this arm, and then my tattoos covered it. But I have another one here, and I was at a friend's house later than I should have been, and it was dark, and I was riding my bike back really frantically fast, and I was cutting through this back building, and they had just paved it, and I didn't know. And they had a rope up from this is in the middle of the night, and they had a rope up from a pole to a pole, and I'm going, and I got clotheslined by this rope, and it burned the outside of my arm, and I was riding, and it hit me at the same time, and I got home, and I had a bad burn on both of my arms, and I was like, I got clotheslined off my bike, and my arms were both burned. So I had a thing that's still with me to this day from all these years ago. So I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8. So that's the first thing that came to mind as far as scar story. And then the second question was the cartoon character.
Yeah, and why? Man. Who would you choose and why to hang out with?
That's an awesome. Both of these are great questions.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know. Let's see, cartoon character. When I was like a kid, I used to always watch like Hey Arnold before I'd go to school or something like that. So yes. I don't know why. I just always think like back. First thing that came to mind was Hey Arnold, and like hearing the song and then putting it on, and so it just brings back like childhood memories for me. So yeah, I guess something like that. So. I don't know. I guess the questions weren't too bad. I guess you can't really get them wrong, like you said. So
you can't.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so something like that. But
hey, Arnold was cool. Who was his little butt? Yeah. Who was his like best friend? Was it Gerald?
Well,
with the flat top. He had
the flat haircut. Yeah, buzz perfectly up the sides. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Very cool. Very cool.
I don't know, but yeah.
Those questions were so good. I'm really excited. I actually wrote those questions down.
Yeah. Oh, you did? I didn't know you prepared them.
We all have a good. He's probably wrote them down for another thing, but we all have a good childhood scar story. Everybody has like one that you're like, this happened.
I got so many from baseball. I don't even count those.
Right.
I mean, those are. I get a new one every day. Like seriously, it's. Somebody's cleated me, or I get hit by a ball, or make a diving play, and they like stick with you. So, I mean, I got some cool ones, but yeah, exactly. But no, this has been cool. I really appreciate being on tonight. Like Jay said, it was like perfect timing yesterday, and I'm glad it worked out, and I was able to come on with you guys. I can really sense the camaraderie and the passion and the enthusiasm you have and for this, and Jay, it was cool to hear that you've got so many messages about how it just, helped, people through the tough times and the dull time or the dead time when you couldn't go out and do your normal day to day or live your life. So it's really cool that you guys have done this, and congratulations on 75 coming up, and glad I was able to be part of one of the podcasts. So thanks.
It's so good. It's
Thank
so
you.
good. So this whole episode was 2 minutes of sports, so we don't have to do 2 minutes of sports.
Truth.
So
Nice.
I'm so stoked to have Derek on. Derek, again, you guys all witnessed it. He's one of the best, man. He's one of the best.
you.
He's got so much joy. He wears so much pride. No matter where he goes, he just plays hard and does things the right way. So we back that and we applaud you, Derek, for
you.
just
Thanks, guys.
living your life and playing the sport that you love and playing guitar. And we appreciate that
Thank you.
too. You're such a big Taylor fan and Taylor lover. So that's great. So next week we have, again, Bob, Kurt, and Andy on the show. Tell your friends. 2 hours of sports. That's right. We did 2 hours of sports, and that was great. We didn't know when Derek was going to be able to get off the field, and he had to do everything, and it just worked out exactly the way we wanted it. Mike,
Perfect.
I told you I'd get your boy on, so I got your boy on. We got Yankees blood in here. I wore this
Mike.
Yankees hat for you
Couldn't
guys.
ask for more. Couldn't ask for more than that.
Perfect.
Could not ask for more. I hope we brought some joy to you guys. We appreciate you guys every single week. A couple weeks ago, we talked about, we do an segment, Derek, at the beginning of the show called Hug Your Haters. And that is when somebody writes a snarky comment and a feed, or they talk trash about the show. I think it's great. I think that what that means, it's an opportunity for us to put our arms out and just give people hugs, right? So Andy has a little song about it. Well, a couple of weeks ago, we didn't do this segment of Hug Your Haters because I felt like it just didn't need to happen. But one guy wrote on a social media platform, he wrote, they've got Andy Stinking Powers on the show and he can't even get more than 1,000 people to watch it. How do you call that success? And my success for this show is if we change one person's life for the better, and we've given somebody one piece of information or one piece of knowledge to go home with, or they learn something, or they meet somebody that they never had a chance to meet, that is success. So you guys have helped us have a very successful 74 episodes. Next week is 75. Derek, thank you so much for joining us. Andy, Lund, you want to take it away?
Sure.
What was it? What was it? It was prime time. It was prime time. What the heck was it? Well, that was prime time. This was episode 74 of the Primetime Live. It was a night of reminiscing, maybe more of a sports talk show. We talked all about rabbit holes and movies we'd never seen. Thanks to Derek for joining. Now you're part of the Primetime team. Thanks for watching Primetime on Tuesday. Thank you all very much. See you next week. Have a good week, y'all. Take care.
We'll see you next week.
Guys. Bye,
Turning
guys.
it
Thank
off.